Welcome, nerds and nerdettes, to the Status Effect Podcast, a show where three friends gather each week to talk about games and other cool stuff. We have a baby, so that's why I'm kind of whispering.
We collectively
have a baby. And I don't.
It takes a village.
It's my sweet wife's birthday, so we're letting her sleep a little while. So I'm in baby duty, and she doesn't want to sit in her little car seat. So this is what we're doing now.
Oh my God.
This is the plan.
This is here. She's here now.
Okay, so.
And she loves it. As you can tell.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm freaking out.
Listen.
The joys of childhood.
Yeah, she just ate, so she's fine. Don't think I'm like torturing this child.
There's a little bit of torture going on below the
Well,
table.
the lights aren't really
Oh my
that bright.
God.
We're
Okay.
pinching her little
This might be the worst idea we ever had.
It might be.
We're gonna keep going.
I'm Michael. To my right is Justin.
Hi.
To my left is Zach
Hello, this is Harper.
and that's Harper.
Fussin' Harper.
We're going to be talking about a few things today, but there's going to be time codes in the description below.
Yep.
If you guys want to click to one of those to see any specific topic.
She got the hiccups. Can you hear? Okay. All right.
Stealing
First,
my attention. I'm getting upset.
first, I want to talk about the scourge of the internet.
What's that?
Bowsette. What?
I'm not sure this is appropriate for a child.
What
I don't
is
know if
happening?
it
Oh,
is.
it's covered there. I don't know what happened to. Sorry. What happened to humanity?
Yeah, explain, Michael, for people who don't know, including myself, what is Bowsette and why is it?
Why
Okay,
is that's
I
the
really-
big thing? I don't know if you can answer. Why is it?
I don't know 100%. I'm kind of out of the loop, so to speak. But what I can gather, there's a new Mario game coming out in the next year. Well, it's not a new Mario game. It's an old Mario
It's
game.
like a port
Yeah.
to Switch.
Anyway.
Right? Yeah.
There's a new power-up in there that lets Toadette become a character called Peachette. Okay?
Which is like some sort of sick hybrid between a lifeless mushroom person and a real human being.
It is. It's super strange.
Never really understood the relationship there between the toads. And
They're like the subjects of the Mushroom Kingdom.
well, I know I understand that, but I'm saying
That's why
like,
it's
are
called the
they?
Mushroom
Are they?
Kingdom?
I understand.
They're like
that.
little slaves, basically.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Are they?
That's the part I
Most
don't
of
understand.
them are like servants, yeah.
You know the mushroom cap is actually a hat?
Is it?
That's terrifying to me.
Did you notice the little blue vests they wear? It's like what, like a waiter or something would wear. They're little slaves.
I think that's not even a vest. That's
Do they have
That's just their
pensions?
skin?
That's their skin, yeah.
Do they have pensions?
Do they
time
have
off?
skin?
Sick leave?
No. They
Sorry,
just
I'm
work
listening to the Harry Potter book where Hermione freaking out about the way that the house elves are treated. So
Oh,
I'm
I
really,
bet it's
Oh,
super
yes.
similar.
It probably
when,
is. That's
That's
what
when the
makes me
series
think so.
gets really good, right? Oh man.
Does it? Yeah.
I love it.
Anyway, back to this Bowsette thing.
Time out.
Okay,
One point
okay.
about Hermione. I love it because
Jesus.
she says I'm not eating in protest, and then like the next day she starts eating again. She said I just don't feel like it's the best way to protest, and I was like, yes,
That's a good representation.
she is
yes,
smart.
exactly. Okay, continue. with
Anyway.
Bowsette. Harper, listen.
So, in lieu of this new power up, fans went crazy on Reddit and Twitter and all this kind of stuff and made like fan drawings of different characters that are peach hybrid things.
Yeah.
Creatures.
Well, it would be toad hybrids, right? Not peach hybrids.
No,
Is it?
peach hybrids.
Well,
Oh, really?
the power makes you.
Oh, okay,
It
I
gives you
understand.
peach powers and
I
a peach
understand now.
appearance, right?
Yeah.
Like a the Tanuki suit kind of,
Right.
But with peach,
But a peach suit.
so more disgusting.
Yeah. So people have been talking about Bowsette, which is Peach Bowser.
Imagine if Peach and Bowser did the fusion dance.
Ew.
That's pretty
Please
much.
don't
what you're
ever
looking
say
at.
that
No,
sentence
just,
again.
just
Extreme
imagine
fusion
like,
dance?
I mean, if you really think about it, what do you think Bowser and Peach have been doing when he kidnaps her all these years?
Have you
Hopefully
read those
nothing has
theories?
been
Have you read those theories?
Wow.
Have you read those theories for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, where Mario is actually like a strange like stalker and
Yep.
he keeps stealing Peach away from Bowser. And what's
think I've
what's
refuted
Bowser
this
Jr.'s
before.
name? What's his name? I don't know.
Bowser
I think it's just
Jr.?
Bowser Jr.
Is it really Bowser
It is
Jr.?
literally
Yeah.
Bowser
Man,
Jr.
what a guess! What a guess!
But I mean, there's also
He's,
the Koopa
he's their
kids from
kid.
Super Mario World. I don't know how those are related to Bowser. I don't know if they're like his cousins or something.
I tend to believe this theory. In the end of Mario Odyssey, spoiler alert,
Wow, who hasn't
old.
played? Like,
Kind
yeah,
of-
that's old.
kind of cements this theory.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mario goes through all these worlds to save Peach, as usual. And at the very end, Mario goes in for a kiss,
And she says,
and Peach is just like, swerve, dude.
doesn't she go
Wow.
on a trip too? She's
Yep,
like,
she
she's
just-
like, thanks for saving
she
me.
just
Bye.
hauls ass, dude.
Man, we've come a long way from the days of Super Mario 64 where, things were simple, I guess, back then.
Save the girl, get the girl.
Yeah. But
No-
now,
no one-
we're living in the 21st century. Things are different, I guess.
Yep. She's strong. She's a strong woman.
A
Strong,
strong,
independent
independent
princess.
woman.
Independent woman who don't need no Mario.
Nope.
You heard it here first.
She attacks people with a
But
frying
getting
pan.
back to
in Smash
Bowsette,
Bros.
okay?
Bowsette,
We've
sure.
discussed the
Sure.
Mario lore enough, I think.
Can you ever discuss it enough?
The internet has this
gonna
tendency
write a book
to
on Mario
find
lore.
things
Please do.
in a fandom, and then they'll turn it into this hypersexualized,
Yep.
disgusting, degenerate.
Please no.
It's a lot like this.
If you're not watching this on the YouTube channel, please go there so you can see whatever that just was.
All right.
Yeah, and just
Anyway.
Google Bowsette Rule 34, I guess, or go to Pornhub if you're interested in like
What is Rule
the good
34?
stuff. You don't know about this?
No.
I don't know what that is either.
Okay.
Well, that's not surprising. But
You don't want to.
continue.
Welcome to the
you don't
Sex
wanna
Effects
know.
podcast.
Yeah. No, you got to say it like, welcome
Welcome
to the
the
smooth sex
effects. Anyway, what's
with this baby. Listen, appropriate. Come on
She
now.
doesn't understand yet. She's not
Okay.
that kind of baby.
So what is this thing?
She's
What is this rule?
It's just the idea that anytime something exists, there's a character or whatever, somebody's gonna make
Oh,
porn of that.
I've
character.
heard that. I
Oh,
haven't heard
okay.
it referenced as Rule
Yeah.
34.
I didn't know what that was.
It's like
Okay.
old internet lore. We're going
Right,
from
no.
Mario lore to internet lore,
Gotcha.
all in one episode.
Gotcha. Now we're covering all the bases.
Okay.
Yeah, we're really doing it all here. We're great.
That's
we're a
what
great show.
she said. Continue. Sorry.
Anyway, have we talked enough about Bowsette, or do you
No,
want,
no, no,
I
no,
would
no.
like to get away from it. As
We
fast as
have not discussed. So basically, it's a Peach figure with Bowser horns.
voluptuous peaches.
Yes, melons, perhaps.
No, they're definitely peaches.
It's a big. She's got a
They're
peach.
definitely
She's got a
peaches.
nice plump peach.
Yep.
Wait, one peach? I thought she had multiple
Nah,
peaches.
she's a hybrid. You know, she's got all
Ooh.
kinds of weird shit going on
Yeah,
at
nice,
this point.
nice.
You
Yeah.
know.
So,
She's got some horns, little fangs. You know.
yeah. She
She's
looks
got the
vicious, but in
spiked
like a
browser
sexual way.
bracelets.
She has a tail, right? I think so.
I don't know.
Some
I haven't-
Some
some
adaptations
depictions do.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
the
have
ones
to-
that only the ones I look at have tails.
Yeah, this is not like an official character yet, right? This is somebody saw the idea of like, oh, there's a power that turns you into Princess Peach.
Yeah, and they just ran wild with it.
You know what is? Oh, now all my fantasies can be fulfilled. You know, I can
Finally.
gender swap Bowser into a woman and then pretend to have sex with him. Wonderful.
Why would you?
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you could.
Now, me personally, I've said some things that maybe I shouldn't have said on the internet about Charizards. for
Yeah, I
example.
thought that would transfer
This
over
is not-
pretty
no.
organically
I'm
to.
not
Because
into
they're
this at
both
all.
like the
Dragons,
same species in
kind
a
of?
way.
This is too humanoid for me.
Charizard is pretty humanoid when he's standing up.
No, he doesn't speak.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't look like
You
a
mean he's
person.
too sentient for you.
Yeah. Oh,
You want
wow.
some-
Oh wow.
Now we're getting to the heart.
Now
of this.
we've really said him.
Yeah, now we're getting to the heart of it. Now we're doing it. So yeah, so Bowser is a little bit too sentient for the likes of Justin, and that's
Yeah.
okay. To each his own. We're living in an age where that is completely okay.
It's 2018. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
we are.
Yep.
Thank
No
God.
boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we don't just save the princess and get a kiss anymore. Things that was too simple.
You save
Yeah,
the
it's just
princess
too
and have a
easy.
hybrid baby.
Yeah, that's way
no,
better.
you
right?
save the princess and then look over your shoulder, and Bowser's now
You
Bowser.
put a crown on and you become a woman, and then
That's what's
you
gonna happen.
pretend to be that
Dude.
person.
That's
and
what's gonna happen.
Dude,
It's
what-
turned it around.
Mario and Bowser are gonna start a relationship.
Yeah, no. What's gonna happen is so Mario saves Peach, right, and they're walking
Yeah.
away, and then maybe he stumbles and he turns around and looks, and Bowser's just standing there with a tear in his eye, just coming down. He reaches out. They're gonna have a relationship, Mario and Bowsette.
And then someday, they're gonna wake up and the crown fell off in the middle of the night. Mario's gonna look over in the morning, in the nude, and realize, oh my God, it's Bowser.
What
and
have I
he's- And he's
done?
gonna have to make the decision. Am I still in
Do I
love with this
stay?
man? Do I stay with
Do I
him?
stay? And I think we all know he does.
He definitely
He
stays.
absolutely
He
does.
definitely stays.
It really brings new meaning to in Super Mario 64 when you throw Bowser off the cliff and so long, gay Bowser. It's like wow, it's coming full circle, dude. Incredible! Incredible! Wow,
What have I done?
man, Nintendo, you've really outdone yourself.
Yeah,
this
for
time.
real.
That's
Like
Oh my God.
the levels to this thing.
the layers.
It is
Incredible.
absolutely okay. See, I was kind of lukewarm on Bowsette.
Me too. But
Starting
now
out,
you've convinced
like-
me, or I've convinced myself. I don't know. This is great.
Wow.
I've
I'm
always
all
said
for
I
it.
wanted a Luigi dating simulator game, But you know what? This might just do it for me.
And I always got to go Waluigi Dating Simulator. That poor guy needs some loving in his
He
life.
does.
I would,
Bless.
I would have like Waluigi show up as like Luigi's like awkward, cynical friend who, you know, kind of like is the downer.
Yeah,
That's probably what I would do.
yeah.
Like, if you want more game ideas, Nintendo just.
I
let me
mean,
know.
Luigi would just be scared the whole time. Though.
Exactly, but that's what he has this character growth where he starts out afraid and shy and fearful.
And at the end of the game, he's just like
He's
a
more
macho.
confident,
dude.
yeah, you know.
And then
got a little
he
bit
kicks
of that.
Mario.
comfortable in his own skin.
What?
Wait, what?
Please never say that again.
What did you say?
He just looked me in the eye and just said, "Scum." You're gonna have to bleep this out. There's no way.
I'm
we
not
can say
bleeping
that.
anything. We're gonna put a blur on Harper so she doesn't
So
have to
she
look at
doesn't
herself
say-
in 15 years. But other than that, no
Bless.
censors.
All right.
I don't care if no one likes this episode. I'm having a blast.
Dude, this is one of the best episodes we've had in a long time.
Yeah, it's really great.
It is really
I'm learning
great.
so much about everybody.
learning
and
so
their
much about
preferences.
yeah. So we need put it on the list. We need a non-sentient dragon being for
Okay.
Justin's pleasure.
Hey, come on!
Yeah.
Don't
If
don't
anybody
say it
has
in
the
such
hookup.
definite terms. That makes it sound kind of weird.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
people have their taste.
So it was normal until this
I
point.
mean, it was funny. Now it feels too real.
Now there's a label
I
on
feel
it.
like
Sometimes
I'm
you have
locked
to-
in,
No, you're just scared of who you are.
just like
You have to
Luigi.
face yourself.
You have to
Exactly.
do
You
it.
got to have that character arc.
This is your moment.
I need this story, Nintendo. Please make this a real thing.
You heard it here
For the
first.
love of God.
Trademark TM copyright. Status effect. Sex effect podcast.
Does that work? Is that
I don't
is that
think so.
official
I
now?
don't think
I don't
so.
know.
Just because you said TM a bunch of times?
I guess.
Okay, cool.
It's
When
on
we
the internet
finally
now.
make it and we can make the Status Effect podcast game,
Oh,
that'll be
yeah.
my character.
What would
arc.
that be?
It'd be
It'd be
a
some
lot
kind
of
of shitty
innuendos.
JRPG probably. I think that's what most of those like YouTube type games are, right?
I guess. I don't know. I didn't know there was any.
I think the Angry Video Game Nerd, his was like a Castlevania style platformer or something. Maybe we could do something like that.
That would be kind of cool. Each character has their own powers.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
What would your power be?
Conjuring sex dragons.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be a cool
Yeah.
attack.
You just throw your baby at enemies?
No. Obviously, my baby would shoot lasers out of her eyes,
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
I'm
that'll
alright
work.
with that, yeah.
That'll work.
and I would wear her in the Tula like this.
And you can have like a power up animation. Like when your super meter gets charged, you can do like the little Lion
Simba.
King.
Yeah.
Simba
Hold her
thing.
up to the.
And she
thing.
just blasts everything. That'd
and
be
I'll
sweet.
go. La, la, Ventia, and she, just like that. And that
Cool.
is the circle of life.
Man, we're hacks. We have no creativity at all. Let's move to the next topic.
Let's move to the next
Before
But
we
one.
kill
first,
ourselves.
it's diaper change time.
Okay.
Baby is resting peacefully off to the side. Don't worry, I can still see her. I can still make sure she's breathing. Taylor, if you're watching this. Oof. So she's good. Diaper's not really changed, but it's okay. So next topic. Life is Strange Dos.
What does that mean?
That means
Two in Spanish.
And the game stars Spanish characters. Wow, how fitting, dude. Whoa.
Yeah. So go ahead and lay it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
So I've talked about Life is Strange a couple of times.
It's
and
great.
I'm a fan. I
great.
like the first one a
I've
lot.
never played it.
The second one just came out this week, and I'm not as big a fan so far.
Okay, we haven't
And,
touched it at all.
You were
Only Justin is.
extremely
Yeah.
fond of the first one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's one of my favorite games of the last, I don't know, like 5 or 10 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So the second one, it kind of, the game structure is very different. The first one will rely a lot on side characters.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is set up in a way where they don't seem like they're going to be as important. You're kind of on like a road trip sort of
Well,
quest, right?
Pause for a second. I
Yeah.
did really like the side characters in
Right,
Life
me
is Strange.
too.
That was part of the appeal, was how
Yeah,
your main
absolutely.
character interacted with all these different.
I think
Right,
that was
right.
the main thing that made the game good.
Yeah, it was great. Great storytelling.
And so to see that change so abruptly in this one already is worrying, right?
Yep.
The next thing, the bigger one that I think we might want to talk about is there's a lot of political commentary that's kind of heavy-handed is my biggest problem with it.
In one direction, right? Not like
yeah. I mean, even that isn't my problem so much that they're taking a side, is just that they're doing it.
they're
in
beating you over the head with it.
such an oafish way about
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
So the way, my opinion on this type of stuff with games is like, I think games can be a great tool for that kind of stuff, right? But I don't think gaming necessarily is like a platform for you to scream about what you're mad about. Like the best ways I've seen issues like that addressed is where games don't really take a side heavy-handed. They just point out the issues and show characters that are going through that kind of stuff and show the troubles and stuff, that's completely fine. Like, we're definitely not saying that games can't be political in some way, but to do the kind of stuff that Justin was talking about.
Yeah, so
Spoilers for the first part of the...
very, very light spoilers. I think this might even be spoiling some of the trailers and stuff. There's a character. I'll try not to spoil too much. Like, I'll try and be like as...
Just spoil it.
I
I'm
don't
ready.
know.
I'm ready.
There's a police officer that you see in the first 5 seconds of the game or whatever, and he ends up doing a very like Black Lives Matter style, like unjustified shooting on a minority, and I didn't even think that much of it until after I had finished the episode and going back. It's so blatantly a bad idea. The guy has 2 kids at gunpoint, and he feels threatened by this father who's standing there with his hands raised, and he just shoots him for absolutely no reason. And that is the inciting event for the entire plot. That's what causes the 2 main characters to go on the run. Yeah. And it makes no sense. It doesn't even make sense why they would be suspected of the crime. Like, it makes absolutely no sense at all. They just run. And it's the little boy, the younger brother, has powers, but like it's like telekinesis. So from the crime scene, you would never suspect that it was these kids that had caused it. Yeah. And you can even, it gives you the view from the cruiser, so it's not even on camera that it happened. You just see the cop getting thrown. Even the cop car flips.
Oh, so okay,
right.
So the police officer shot the guy, and then
the kid in his like anger or whatever gets overwhelmed and uses his powers,
Anakin style.
Yeah, exactly. and that's what incites the entire plot. You know, the first.
So they think they're in trouble for.
Yeah, and they just go on the run. Just that's it.
Okay.
And so all the like little side characters, the dad that you're talking to, the best friend, they're just gone now. For the rest of
that's good
for the rest of the gameplay, right? It feels so forced.
Now, granted, that is just the first episode, though. You probably will meet back up with them at certain points.
I'm sure you will. I hope so. I pray to God.
Now, definitely not saying that stuff like that doesn't happen, because they're definitely bad people, and sure, police officers can be bad people, but typically, like, you won't see a police officer. In my opinion, you won't see a normal police officer just shoot a guy for no reason.
And that's the problem. It's not the event is like politically related. That's not the problem.
It's just so improbable. Like, it seems improbable.
It feels forced to make the point.
It's heavy-handed.
Yeah. It just feels dumb. Yeah. It just feels really, really dumb.
It feels like if I were playing it, I'd just be like, oh, come on. Like, give me something like, it's not even remotely relatable, because that kind of stuff does happen, and there are bad people out there, but like, the odds that literally a police officer would shoot a man who has his hands up beside his children, literally just because he's a minority, I think like that is not.
I mean, it's not outright stated it's a minority thing, but it's very heavily implied, especially after the fact.
What else would it be?
Right. The one that really got me.
Why was he there in the first place? Sorry. Like, why was a police officer there?
He was just driving by. It was completely random.
What?
It's completely random chance.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, that is ridiculous.
So he drives by, stops, and gets out, and it's just free.
Okay. So what's happening is, and again, we're getting into spoilers, but so the young boy is like getting into an argument with a neighbor kid. His brother comes up and defends him.
Sounds like a scuffle to me.
Yeah, there's a scuffle, and then he pulls over. He sees fake blood from the little boy on the little boy and the neighbor kid, because the neighbor kid got upset because he spilled the fake blood for his like Halloween costume.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he's holding them both at gunpoint. A 16-year-old and a 9-year-old kid. Yeah. Like, he's not even like a huge jack guy. He's like some skinny little track nerd. Like,
that is ridiculous.
It's completely absurd.
Wow.
The one that really got me was later on, when you're on the run already.
Yeah.
You meet up with like some country bumpkin dude, and he owns a gas station, right? He accuses you of stealing because you're a minority and he's racist, right?
Well, that happens. I mean, that's not unrealistic.
Now the thing is, for whatever reason, you don't. Now, this is a story-driven game, right? You don't get the choice to whether you're going to run away or not, even though it would be perfectly logical not to run. Here, when this guy accuses you of theft, you don't get the choice of whether you're going to just show him your receipt that you paid for everything you have, or go back in the store. You just act like, oh no, I don't want to go back in. Your character acts guilty. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Whether you steal anything or not, you have the option to steal, but no matter what you do, your character acts guilty, and you end up in the same situation. Now, this crazy dude locks you in his closet in his gas station, calls the police, and he's keeping you there overnight while the police come. He's kidnapping you.
How long does
hours, I guess. You get knocked out.
What?
He locks you up, and when you wake up, you're like basically like zip tied to like a pipe in his back room,
That
like
is
his office.
insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Jesus.
It's insane. Then the guy comes in. You have some little conversation with him. He kicks your character in the face and mentions, "Oh, this is why we need to build that wall." And that's the point. That was the point.
Oh, God.
That was the point where the game lost me.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to have a like
Like a crazy racist person.
to
Yeah.
explore the topic of racism is
That's
absolutely
completely
fine.
fine, yeah.
But when you not only like making
Tie it
it
up in a
political,
bow for
but not just like politics, but to make it like such a product of its time. People are
Yeah.
gonna look back on this in 10 years and be like, "Wait, what?
What? Yeah.
What?"
Yeah.
Like
That is so
it's just
bad,
so
dude.
cheap. Like you could have raised this up to be something and actually
An actual commentary
to,
on
yeah,
the
to
issue.
actually
yeah.
show what racism is like and how it affects people, and instead you make it some cheap political jab.
Yeah.
And interesting enough, I was just playing Hitman the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
That game does the same thing.
Really?
Does it
There
really?
is something about this particular political climate, this 2016 election, that has just set people off.
Yeah.
There are like side character conversations in Hitman where they mention things about the wall. In particular, that one just, I don't know, people go
About the wall.
about this wall. I don't think games should talk about politics because I think games should strive to be something better than that.
Well,
they should
isn't
talk
it-
about the principles behind
Yeah.
the actual issues
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
just left, right, center politics.
Yeah.
It's so fucking boring.
And I think it's like you said, it puts it in a time capsule thing where no one
Yeah.
ever is going to be able to
Yeah,
understand
exactly.
it. And then also like it just it feels so cheap. Like it's easy. It's too easy from like a narrative standpoint to me to be like,
It's just like they're picking them like these characters.
oh,
out
he's
of a
conservative,
stereotype
so
box. Yeah.
Yeah.
so he
It's just
locks
like
minorities in a
the
closet.
problem of racism is so much bigger than that one election
it
or that
absolutely
one
is.
political
Yeah, yeah,
statement.
yeah.
Why confine it to that?
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
I don't either.
And this combined with like the structural problems and,
Yeah.
and the side character things.
Maybe it'll get better. I mean, it was
I
just the
sure
first
hope
episode.
so.
It's
I
just
sure
like
hope so.
I just imagine it's probably difficult, especially like there's a lot of emotional people in this world,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of
And
people
that's
that
fine.
let stuff get to them. And if you're like working on a creative project, a lot of
Oh,
your
the
stuff
influence,
goes into
yeah.
it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
That's fair.
When you're writing a story, you go into that story.
I would much rather see, if I want to see another person's point of view on something, though, I'd rather like a game put me in the situation without being so heavy-handed about it. Let me
Yeah.
experience it and come to my own conclusions, because that's more fluid, and I think
Yeah.
it actually has an impact on. It makes me think, oh yeah, like
Yeah.
what about this?
And-
it makes
and
me
that's what-
actually
it
like
makes
question
you,
it.
Makes
Right.
you question it.
And that's
instead
why I
of
think
just
they
being
should-
like,
They should be more about those issues and exploring the issues without giving you an answer, a left-right answer.
Well, because if they give if it, let's say it doesn't matter if it's left, right, literally anything. If I'm trying to convince you of something and I say this is the way it's going to be, if you don't agree, then you're done. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just-
But
you
the
just
only way
disengage
to
immediately, right.
actually get people to like change or at least think about your perspective is to say, well, like let me put you in this scenario, and I think that's a perfect opportunity in gaming.
because you are the character.
Yeah, that's it.
see
You
all
automatically
these
feel
problems from their
connected to
perspective.
the character, and so that would be such a good opportunity, even if they are more liberal or on the left or whatever,
Right.
to like bring us through a situation like that and not beat us over the head with it. You know what I mean?
So you can actually feel
Right.
empathy for
Yeah,
that
exactly.
character. Right.
Instead of automatically
Now,
just being turned off.
Instead, what they decided to do was introduce a character in opposition to this crazy redneck who is a big, chubby, bearded, liberal blogger who just drives around in his station wagon that he lives in, writing articles for websites. And he decides he's like the angel that just swoops in and saves your characters and drives them. Gives
It's
them
too
a nice
easy, right?
hotel,
I
hands
can't
them a
make jokes.
backpack.
That's too easy.
The worst quote of the entire episode, this character at one point says, "Everything is political." Exact word for word quote. To me,
Barf.
that encapsulates
What
the
are they
whole
The whole
episode.
game. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I don't know what's
Not-
going on. I mean, the Life is Strange developers are French. They're not American. So
yeah,
it's-
that's really strange.
so
in
it's
and of
coming
itself.
like they're seeing all the American politics
Well,
through like
Europe
a,
is-
like a European lens or
mean,
whatever, right?
They're usually
Yeah.
more
But
liberal.
it's like you guys. I
Which
don't
is
know.
fine.
I just can't believe these are the people that made the first game.
why
I
do they
don't.
care so much?
Yeah, yeah.
They're all
That's
the way
that's
over
my
there,
thing.
like-
Is just like why not? I would hate to live in a world where literally everything I said and do, like in my mind, at least I know people take everything you say or whatever.
Yeah.
But like if I lived in a world where I thought everything was political and everything had to come back down to what you believe as like for politics, I would hate to live in that world. And
I
if
would
that's the
too.
world
Sad
you live
life.
in, I am so sorry.
Yeah.
Because like I can sit down with somebody who doesn't agree with me and still be civil and have friends.
Yeah.
And not everything in my life is politically based.
Because like,
Because
my
that
whole-
would suck.
I don't want to get too deep, but like,
Do it, man.
Get
Just take us-
personal,
take
man.
us. We
Just-
talked about Bowsette. What else do we have?
Dude,
Let's
really.
do it.
Just tell me all your fetishes, dude.
I've
You
always
like
been
Bernie
a-
Sanders, don't you? You just want to like stick it.
I
in
don't
his
know
wrinkles,
anything.
right?
I don't know anything about
Okay,
Bernie
well,
Sanders.
that's
Except he's
fine.
an old white dude.
There you go, dude. That's
and he
your thing.
likes.
Everyone should
I don't
have
know.
everything. That's all you should know
Yeah,
about Bernie
basically.
Sanders.
But at the bottom line, like you were saying, it's good to just have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
Like we're human. It's just having a conversation with another human. It's not having a conversation with a Republican or a Democrat.
The teams,
Apparently
yeah.
it is though. That's what
We're-
they're saying. That's
That's what
literally
they're
what that
saying.
means.
I know.
Everything is political.
I
Yeah.
know, but in the grand scheme of things, we're just human.
Yeah.
And we all need to come together
Come together right now.
Dun, dun, dun,
Over me.
Dun, 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 dun.
So in the first Life is Strange, and this is what I
He's
just
so like just so
This
gently.
Is,
just
this is
wanna-
just what I want to. This like speaking of coming together. This I think is like representative of my biggest problem with the game. Right.
Okay.
In the first game, there is a section in the pause menu where you can see all the different characters in your relationship with them or whatever. That screen is replaced with a map in this game.
really.
That just goes
Yeah.
to show how their priorities have changed.
Yeah,
they
that
just
makes sense.
don't care
Yeah.
about the things that made the first game good.
Yeah,
And I honestly don't see how this
they could save it.
the story of this game started from any place other than, here are American politics. This is my commentary on it. Now I'm going to write the story of this game.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And I'm so disappointed. I just can't even put into words how absolutely disappointing this game is.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all the time we have for this week. We had a really weird episode, but I really
We did.
enjoyed it.
It was weird.
It was
I'm
That
sorry
nice.
was a very
about that.
dynamic
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, got a
We
lot,
went
got
from
our
one
sex
extreme
fetishes
the
to
other.
Yeah.
politics. So we got a bunch of changes coming up. We're still putting these videos out on the Status Effect Podcast YouTube channel.
Yep.
But as a lot of you probably already know, we're part of the Infiguri Effect Media Network. So we're actually going to be transferring over to that channel where we'll have a lot of different content. So all our gaming stuff and a new show that me and my wife are going to do that we haven't really announced publicly yet what it is. We're going to be doing that on that show on that channel as well. So if you don't if you're not subscribed already, go hit up Infiguri Effect Media. Because we got to actually, you can see me and Justin punch each other in the face.
The
Yeah,
link
that
will
was
be in
cool.
the description
I was so
below.
scrawny back then. Jesus.
Man,
I was super.
I was
even
also
paler. So were
really
you.
scrawny, and I'm
Yeah.
still really scrawny.
I'm still really scrawny too.
So
I'm a big chubby man now, though.
You're so hot.
No, you're not.
Anyway, all you need is Bowser horns and a Bowser tail, and I cannot.
We can make that happen for
We
you.
need to make
Halloween's
that happen.
coming up.
We need to make that happen.
Oh, gross. Let's see you next
You
time.
know that
Oh,
suit's gonna be available somewhere.
everywhere. You mean it's gonna be
Spirit
available
Halloween, I'm
everywhere.
coming for you, bro.
Guns are happening.
Spider-Man.
That's my thing.
Spider-Man.